Hi everybody, it's Julie and we are done. We are done. We are very chunky, but we are done. And so we are going to do two separate flip throughs. We'll do one for the little junk journal now that it is all finished, the mini junk journal. And we'll start with the large junk journal. So I will go through, I'll tell you a little bit about each thing, but there are tutorials for this entire book, all except for a little bit that I lost, but then I even went over that again in some of the tutorials. There are a lot of videos. So let's start with this tassel here, and it is made with ribbons and lace, and we added some of the paper bead charms to it along with one of the little fabric rose trims, and it is on a washer closed with wire and added to the spine with a bulb clip in an eyelet. I used a 5-stitch pamphlet stitch. It has 2 signatures. And like I said, it is very, very chunky. This is way more stuff than I would normally put in a junk journal. But wanting to use every piece of the kit, okay? So the kit, the Spring Blossom kit that's available in my Etsy shop, made both of these. Made everything in it. There are digital prints, that come with this kit and are also available separate, but you get everything to make all of the embellishments and to fill this puppy very, very full. I had very few items left. Okay, there's that. There's a couple of little things in there. I did use a magazine, an extra magazine piece in here, copy paper, and a few extra paper clips. Okay, and hopefully all of the items are in here. I had to move some stuff around because I had to make some swaps, and so hopefully everything is still in this little guy. Okay, so let's go ahead. So you'll see on the cover, I turned this bouquet, and the material of course comes with your kit, and I've covered an actual book for this one, and I've used some of the flowers that I included in the kit and some of the trim. And so here we go. Let's go ahead and open it up. We have a pocket on the inside. I've used some of the wallpaper. I added this piece from the address book page and decorated this with one of the paper flowers that we made, one of the packing tape method using the wrapping paper here. So there is a pocket. There's still more room in it for you to add things. This is one of the paper ribbons that we did. This one had one of the circle paper flowers. This paper here was included in the kit, and it is water embossed, and there is a tutorial for that. Okay, so this is the first of many. I call these the fashion pages. And here we have a pocket. Here is the first of the embroidery digital kit. And we have one of the little tabs. This pocket and this tab came from the page, the 8.5 by 11 page, where we got 9 of our embellishments that we're using in here. We got the bases for them. We have the little dress one, and this is the first of our fashion tags, the one with the glasses on it. Okay. So we have a large pocket here that you could add some large journaling. Here's some more of the embroidery digital kit, and I show you how to make this border using your computer. There's a And then this is a piece of the wallpaper. And this right here is the piece of the inside of the book that I used for this kit. Here's the album. No, this is packaging. This is actually some of the packaging that I packaged your kit in. And we have, this is the multiplication card. Or not multiplication. This might be subtraction. It's one of the flashcards. And we've added napkin to the front. And here is one of the postcards from the digital kit. Spring Blossom digital kit that is available in the Etsy shop. Here is some cute little pink polka dotted paper. We have the first of the book page pockets that's been decorated. And it has a little index card in it. Here's one of my favorite papers. And we've added it with just by making a fold. And you're able to write here. We have the wire love. Another one of the tags. This time it's attached to the hole at the top of the ledger paper. And it's attached with the Baker twine. Here we have a tab made from that magazine page. And this little green here is from the steno pad paper that we use. This is all scraps right here. And some of the washi tape. Ledger paper. Here's a bookmark made with the packaging tape method. And some of the wallpaper. And it's just made into a bookmark. And then we have another index card. You're able to write in a lot of places in this book. And here we have some computer paper that had some pretty flowers on it. We have the pink receipt here and some crepe paper and then the lace. And I've added this since the last video. So I just went through and added all the last things. And I did like, I used the stapler and just made banners and put them through. So here is the little wallet flip. So there, I think there was 3 or 4 different items that we made in that video. And one of them was the wallet flip from book paper. We have a little note paper here, and this is on a coloring page. Here is part of the pink file folder, the vintage pink file folder that was included, and we've turned it into a little tag. We have, this is from the magazine page that I got out of my own magazine. So you'll want to get a magazine page when you do this. I added a little piece of the lace that was included. It's on the honeycomb paper. Here is one of the flat paper clips. We made this one out of a ticket. And it is holding a little index card there. We have the scallop edge here. And here's the first of our dangly paper beads that we made. We did a lot of projects using the book paper. So here we have a side border tuck. It's held by that ticket paper clip. There's a tutorial, like I said, there's tutorials for everything. We use note paper here, have the little blue note paper holding it. So you're able to write, you can write on this graph paper, you can write on this blue paper, you can open this up and write in here, all those places to write. Here we have some more of the packaging, and inside the packaging I have added part of the address book. On my page of the address book, it had this beautiful picture of somebody's patio. So, and I loved it because it had the daisies. So here's another one of the tags from the file folder, and it just tucks right here in the paper ribbon. And in this paper ribbon, in the lace, we've added our bead, another one of our beads. And this one had the pretty clay bead that came in the kit. And we put it on the page that was the stamped daisy that's also included. And that was my extra gift. Okay, so this is the beginning of the center of the sections, because that's the center. But we've used the doily. We have one of the little tiny printouts of the postcard set. We have the blue blossom here. We have this large tag made with book paper and part of the napkin. This is one of the material squares. Now I have taken and moved the green paper over the edge. I call it over the edge paper clip. Because it was too bulky coming out the top, and I feel that this is much better. These two little tags come up every once in a while, but it's so much better than what it was. So I've put it here. It's in the center. Here's another way that I have used the digital part of the kit. I added sequins to the binding, and the little blue tassel that we made is in the center. And here's another one of the tags. This one is made with, I fussy ripped the postcard that was the pink basket, put it on book paper and on the pink file folder. This is pieces of the material. After we did the cover, we had the edges, the top and the bottom left, and this is part of that. So you open it up. Here is one of the little squares of material, and it's been fussy cut. So there are squares of material like this. You got a thing of 9 squares of flowers, and then 3 more to use in the little one. And so that's one of the squares, but fussy cut. Here's one of the lace edge piece of the digital kit, and I just fussy ripped it here and added it in for some extra journaling on this page. So in the large pocket here, we've taken the 2 pages and just glued them together. We have the heart doily. Now you can leave that in or take it out. I'm actually going to take mine out now because I just think it doesn't need it after we got all that other stuff in there. So, and use it in another project. So here is another one of the postcards. This one was done on copy paper, and then we took and we took out the center using water, paintbrush and water, and then ripped it out. There's a tag here. We've used packaging. So there's actually packaging here, and you could turn this into a shaker pocket. And I might do that now that I'm done with, because I didn't put shaker items in the kit. The other thing that we are still adding is the language of flowers, and that is a digital document that will have a whole bunch of flower words that we'll be able to add to this. But I wanted to actually get your book done so that if you're on spring break, you might be able to work on getting it finished. So here is the blue time card, and I've just added that here in this pocket. This is another one of the stamp pages. So this daisy, clear daisy, here's daisy packaging. I've added a flip here, little banner flip of some of the handkerchief and the material. And then this is another piece of the front, the inside of the book that I chose to use. We have one of the paper clips here. This one is a paper clip. We've added this large daisy and one of the bead charms with the daisy on it, because this is spring blossoms and daisy's my favorite flower. So we have this again. This is part of the packaging. Some of your items that came in your kit came in this packaging. Here is a decorated time card, and it is attached here. We folded it up. There's a place here that you can put something if you wanted to have some more journaling. You can journal here. Sometimes I put this pocket in the front, but on this one I decorated it and added it here. And we're on the graph paper. So here's another one of the tabs. You turn it over and we have, this is all being held by one of our flat paper clips. Okay, so that I made on a ticket. I added some of the flowers and some book paper and a bling. And this is holding this tuck closed. There we go. It's also holding this envelope and this. Let me get that off there. There we go. So this is fussy cut from the material that we used on the cover. So the material we used on the cover. And I fussy cut it and added it to some of the file folder, and that gave us this long bookmark tag. Then this is using my envelope punch board. I made an envelope, and inside is just a little booklet. This is part of the napkin attached, and it is sewn, the baker's twine sewn on. And when I put it in, I just let the string hang down a little bit. I like to have the tulips pointing up because, you know, they grow up. And there we go. Here we've added a piece of that magazine that I was cutting up. This is from the Bulb magazine, and you get 2 of these pages in your Spring Blossom kit. Here's the other side of the honeycomb. Here we have some of the lattice. So that was another technique I showed you, and I made it into a tuck. And we have my favorite little daisy paper, and this is right here, just sitting on some of the coloring book page. Here we have another flat paper clip that we made. I left it out a little bit and added some ribbon, and at the top I made a little tiny pocket that just can show that. But you can journal here, you can journal here, you can add more things to the pocket. Here's another piece of that yellow that I made into a tag. Here we have another one of the 9 embellishments from the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. We've added a piece of the square material to it. We have a little tag tuck here, and it has a pocket. And inside the pocket is an envelope that looks like an envelope that holds a note. Okay, so you're able to go ahead and write on that. We have tied this with a ribbon closure, put it in the pocket. This is made with book paper. This is book paper also, and the wallpaper pocket. Next, we open it up, and we have some more of the other side of the computer paper. This is yellow lined paper, and I see it a lot of times people put it this way, like the ledger paper. Well, I like to put it in and turn it up, making it a little pocket. I added another one of the material flowers, and here is some of the flowered tulle. Just add there for a little bit of interest. Here's the pocket. Made a little tag using the printout from the embroidery kit. Here is some washi tape that I made out from that magazine using the packing tape method, but I used Scotch tape and made washi and added it to the white index card. Here we have some ledger paper. This is part of that yellow paper, and I just attached it here. Here's another one of the fashion circles, and it is attached with baker's twine into the top hole of the ledger paper. These are doubled, and so they're stronger. There's some more of the ledger paper. Here I just taken part of the pink folder scrap and some of the blue gingham ribbon and made a banner, and then covered the back of it with a piece of the washi tape that was holding packaging. Here we have an envelope. We've covered it with book paper, the image from the napkin. Then you open it up, and we have this little booklet, and I've made this closure using part of the flower cart, and it's a paper that is just folded up. So there we go. Just fold it up, and then you just go like this, and there you go. You put it in so that you have something pretty when you open it. But that gives you a place to write a long story. And then this is the other side, or this is the other packaging, and I cut it at an angle and just made it so that this envelope would fit inside. Here we have a wallpaper pocket. So this is made from the vintage wallpaper, and I embroidered on a tag and I put it here in a corner. Here is a file folder flip. This is using one of the postcards. It's been copied onto copy paper, and it's just made into a flip, and this note paper is in the back, and this just slips in, and this has a little tuck area, and it holds a ticket, and then this little thing just flips over. Okay, this is a 5x7 printout of the embroiderer kit, and this is the basket. Okay, so next we have a piece of the blue line paper, and I've just attached it in and added a fold. And then we have the blue daisy paper. Here's the other side of the fashion paper. This is the back of this signature, and I've used the music paper, the extra little piece, and just made a border tuck and put some pink lined paper in there. So now this is one of my favorite things I made. This is a paper clip, giant paper clip. So the jar I included, I fussy cut from the giant, one of the postcards. I fussy cut these flowers out and attached it, and I made the paper clip using the butterfly clip that was included in your kit. Then I tied the jar with the baker's twine. So put that on here, and the flowers stick out just a little bit. Then we have another one of the book paper pockets. It's holding an index card, has one of the flower squares, some lace, one of the roses, and a fluffy flower with some of the blue bling. And again, all of this was included in this kit. Here's one of the fashion papers, and here is the dot to dot that is being held by the flat paper clip. That is one of the Bulb magazine pages, and I cut it to kind of look like a seed packet, kept the information, added some washi tape and some of the scrap paper. There is also the little pocket here. It's just holding some note paper. And again, I left a little bit of the paper clip out here so that I could add this ribbon and the paper bead, book paper bead charm, dangly charm thing. Okay, so that holds on there. Turn this here. So here is the tag that I made early on. This was part of the 9 embellishments that you can make using an 8.5 by 11. And I came back and I added some of the blue material, an eyelet, some pink ribbon, and a piece of the graph paper, and turned it into a tuck space. Here is another one of the postcards that came in the kit. These are antique postcards. They're actually from 1907, 1908, and they were my Aunt Loretta's. Here we go. This is the little bag that contained the beads and all the buttons and the things that came in the kit, and I've taken and attached it to this page, and then this little tag just fits right in snug. Here at the end, you haven't seen this, I added this little banner. This was the scrap from cutting up the file folder. This was the last piece of the hanky, and I just kind of folded it over. It was a triangle, and I didn't need another pocket, so I folded it over. You can see this is the point of the triangle, and then the 2 side points are on the back. This is the pocket I made when I wanted to attach this green paper to this white paper, because after I made this into a border, it was short, and this steno paper was short, so I attached it. There's a video of doing that. We put this yellow index card in here. Up here, you haven't seen this yet, we've added one of the pearl flowers, that leaf, some lace. This is a piece of the magazine, and the other half of the crepe paper. banner. And I like the way that finished this page up. It needed some color over here. So here is the basket again, but it's another page made using the embroidery kit. And so if you look for how to print the embroidery digitals, it's going to show you how to make this pocket, and how to make the border, and how to make the big things using the items that I included in the kit. So this is another one of the part of the bulb page. Here's a pink note, and they're just in this pocket ready to be journaled on. Okay, there's some more journaling space, and we have the tulip journaling space here. So this is a tulip note, and it just fits in here behind this index card that has the pocket. This was sewn on. This was one of the first videos that I made. We have the little paper flower. Here's one of the tabs. It's from the 9 embellishment. It's from the 8.5 by 11 page. Here is the Monet playing card, and I attached some yellow striped paper to the back so that you can write here. You'll be able to write here, and it's all on this amazing sounding green paper. And here is another one of the paper tabs that I made. This one is using after I cut the top piece off the steno pad, I saved it and I added it in on a couple places because I like the texture. And then this is from cutting the hole in one of the pocket things in here. There's the little tab. The first item that I made for this kit was the napkin attached to the glassine bag with this really pretty note card in it. And we put it here on the really cool sounding green paper. Also has the blue hydrangea with some lace and some bling. Love this. Love the way this turned out. Here's the other Monet card. These are vintage playing cards. And it is holding, it's on a pink envelope, and it's holding a piece of the green steno notepad, and it has an opening here on the side, and it has yellow index card. Here is our music paper. It has one of the paper ribbons that we made using the pink paper flowers and the buttons and piece of the blue and some wallpaper and some lace. You turn it over, and this card is actually covering up where there was words right here on the back of this music page, and we used this card and we fussy ripped her out and put her in here. I thought she was perfect because she's holding some beautiful spring flowers. In Ojai, the hollyhocks are already blooming. Here, my hollyhocks are that big in between the squares of the patio. Now, I do have a place where the hollyhock comes up every year, and she is Holly. Call her Holly. She's about this big. But there's little tiny ones, and I'm going to pull those out and see if I can get any of them to grow from in the sidewalk cracks. We'll see. So here's another one of my large book page tags. This is made using the packing tape technique, but we use the clear contact paper. So there is a video on the packing tape technique, and there's a video on using Scotch tape and that. We have this little side tuck here, and I've used a piece of the hanky. There's blue hankies in some of the kits, and some of them have yellow. And then there's this, and you open it up, and it says, "Do all things." And you're able to write there. Here's the little paper clip with the bead, and that is part of the bead charm tutorial. And this is just holding that all closed. Here is the heart large page from the digital kit. Here is the little tiny postcard, and I used the hole punch on the sides and made it into a ticket. That is in the small embellishment or little embellishment from postcards. This is the envelope, and I didn't have any pop-up sticky tape, so I just wrapped up a scrap. I folded it back and forth, glued it in places and made it so that it would pop up. This is another one of the fashion tags, and I just went ahead and turned it into a tuck spot. This paper I cut with a Martha Stewart punch, and it was part of the kit. Here we have a long note in this belly band that's made with packing tape. You can see the book paper through the image. And then I took, and this is just the postcard from the postcard kit. So you get the lily of the valley, the little boy that's all in the purple flowers, the pink basket, and you get the vase, the blue vase with the yellow flowers. Here's the first of our photo album, and it's the three slots for photos, and I have used it in this book. So the first one is holding a copy of the embroidery, part of the embroidery digital kit that I just copied the 3x5 and used it here. Here is the hole from holding this photo album the way that it's held in the album, and I've tied a yellow ribbon and added the little bead closure down here. Okay, so we're at a half an hour and we're over halfway done. Okay, we have the little yellow paper here. Here we've made a pocket. I didn't put anything in here, but we have this little pocket made out of the tulle, and it will hold something. So if you have something special that you want to put in there, you do have a pocket. And then this is the center of the second signature. It has a wallpaper border. It has a full page of the digital image. Here it has these little banners. In the center of the signature, we have done the little sequins, and I made beads out of the eyelets. So there's a bunch of eyelets that are included in the kit. There's pink and blue and yellow, and so and these strings on this back one were longer, so I went ahead and added those. So here, tucked into the wallpaper border, we have the oval, and I've attached and put in the little rainbow embroidery tassel that I made. This is a paper that was a note paper that was included in the kit. Here I've just folded up the blue paper, put it in this envelope. This envelope has a little bit of a purpley tinge to it, so I was like, oh, that'll work. So it is part of the kit, and there you go. So that's the center signature. We have okay, this side I closed it off, but this side has another pocket, and in it right now we have the lace doily. Again, I'm going to take it out and use it in something else. Here's another one of the pockets that came from the 9 embellishments you make out of an 8.5 by 11. And in this pocket, we have all 3 colors represented. You probably have noticed that the colors are yellow, pink, and blue. And when I started collecting items for this kit back in the summer, I was collecting yellow, pink, and blue items. So we have a While You're Out for our pink. This is a Paula Deen recipe card. And we've got the yellow and the blue. That's one of the first items that I got. And then my favorite little daisy paper. Not from Tuesday morning. Yeah. So then we've just added some banner pieces from the scraps here. You haven't seen that because I added that very last. We have yellow dot paper. Here, excuse me, is the other side of the photo album. So the other two slots, this one is tied with pink. This one has the blue material cut from the scraps from the cover. Here's the little boy. This is the image that we cut out of that pocket back here that has the circle cut out of it with water. Book page, one of the pearl flowers. This is a button. It's a clear button that I put over the magazine image and captured it with glue and then turned it back into a button and added some pink bling. This is a wallet flip. So I call these a wallet flip. I don't know, that makes sense to me. It kind of reminds me of pulling out a wallet. There's another one of the yellow tags. There's another one of the embroidery tags. Some of the scraps that were left, and washi tape. So there's washi tape here, and then this flips down, gives you plenty of room to write. And he goes, I'm just going to set him aside for right now. And then this flips out, okay? Then we also have this one, which I should have shown you. This hangs over and flips. So you could put like a saying or something here so that when you flipped it up, it was something that you could see. And then we have one of the fashion tags on the front. That's a bookmark, or one of those large book page tags, and this is what I turned it into. Here we have the green guest check, and I've just added this little basket image, one of the paper ribbons. This one has the piece of lace, and it has the really heavy yellow bead that I've made into a bead dangle charm. And that bead is really heavy. On this side, we've added the banner. And I turned it into a tuck. So it's glued here and here. And then here is an envelope. And it has, what does it have? It just has some copy paper tucked in there. You know, if there's an envelope, it probably should have something in it. Even if it's just copy paper folded up. Okay, so we've added a piece of the wallpaper, one of the fluffy flowers made out of the book paper, a fussy cut heart, and the piece of the flower, the blue flower. There we go. Here's, oh, and up here we have a clothespin that has the pearl flower and some green bling. Okay, we've added another piece of the lace here, the pink lace. We have the things to do here and the other bulb paper that I cut out. And it depended. Everybody got a different page, so your page might be a full page and you might just cut it into items. This one had, one side was a full page, and then this side had those little squares. Okay, so this is a piece of the handkerchief, and I've just added it to the edge. And here we have another one of the 9 embellishments. This one has a triangle cut out from the embroidery digital kit, and it's a tuck flip. Then we have this pink lined paper, plenty of room to write. Of course, you can write here also. You have this little blue paper, and then we have this little flip that we made, and it's got a piece of one of the postcards that's been printed on copy paper, and it's fussy cut out. It has a piece of yellow scrap paper. It has a book paper ribbon, some of the pink gingham ribbon, one bump of the really pretty lace, the yellow flower, and the little yellow bead attached inside. And then this has this little pocket here that you can add something. It has this little flip here that you could add something, and then it's a booklet, and there's one of the postcards there that's been made into a tuck space. So, and then back here you have another little pocket So there's places in this little flip to put things. There we go. And it just fits right down in there. Do it that way so we get more color. Here is the border, and then this is some of the flowers. So this is the border, and I show you how to do that in the how to print the digital embroidery kit. I literally called it that because, you know, you might not ever need it for anything else, but you're going to want it to get this border and to get that pocket. Here we have another flat paper clip. This is made from a blue-gray tag that I had. One of the squares that we made using the packing tape method. This is a little tiny piece of the embroidery kit. Here's one of the flowers from the flower market wrapping paper and a couple of bling. One of the flowers with the dot. And the dots or the beads are put on with the Tombow Aqua glue, and it held. So I made a puddle and I put the bead in there, and it took a while for it to dry, but it did dry. Here we have a blue doily, and it is a tuck space for this large book paper tag using the pink. The flowers bud and bloom that came off the postcard with the little boy. And then some of the yellow receipt. So we've got the blue, the pink, and the yellow on this page. And then we turn it over and we have this yellow. This is a post-it note. It's on music paper. Here's another one of the fashion tags. And all of that is being helped to be held in by this flat paper clip. And you see how flat those flat paper clips are. They are perfect for junk journaling and for holding items, bigger items into your projects. So here we have another little tuck space. So you can go ahead and put something in there. It's on the other side of the pink envelope. I've just folded up one of the small yellow pages and put it in there. And then when you turn it over, this is a windowed envelope. These are vintage envelopes. And it is a little booklet, and the cover is the one of the postcards from the digital kit. So there's several ways to use the digital kit. But there was this window here, and we needed something in it, so I made that little booklet. And then we've got our little paper here. So this page is one of those book paper pockets. So literally you can put something in here. We fussy ripped around the heart, added it to the book paper. Here's one of the tabs from the 9 elements that you can, or not embellishments you can make from an 8.5 by 11. We have the little circle flower. Again, the beads are in here attached with the Aqua Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. We have this note paper here, and I added it because it was blue. So we've got our pink, our yellow, our blue. It's on this really cool sounding green paper. And here is our hydrangea pot, and this we did the lattice to make it look like a basket. And then this was a note card that I had, and we just cut it down a little bit more so that it would fit nicely in this little pocket. Here is another one of the fussy cut material squares. Here's the pocket. It has the embroidery pocket with the material from the cover scraps, and this has a little recipe card in it, and that was just because it matched. Okay, so next we have, oh, we're missing one of these. So there should be 2 of these in the book. Here's one of them. I don't know where the other one's around here somewhere. I'll have to find it. So this one is holding the lattice side tuck with the Monet note card or note paper. This is an origami bookmark, corner bookmark that we made using book paper and a daisy and some of the blue gingham and some lace. And you turn it over and you can tuck something up in there. But we went ahead and used a piece of that was left of the handkerchief, and I just gathered it and added this yellow ribbon up there to hold it, and so that gives us some interest to that page. We have the little mini pink postcard here. It has some lace and then some gathered, this is a scrap, and then I added this little banner here using the blue and white gingham. Here we've put one of the book pages on to this this page here, and it has the blue vase and the pink flower. Here's a piece of the scrap from the lattice of the basket for the hydrangea thing, and a couple bumps of lace. This is been stamped. Here we have the origami envelope made out of the envelope punch board, and the Rolodex card fit perfectly in there, so we put that in there for some journaling. So this is made out of origami paper. And we have the handkerchief side tuck here. So this makes it into a tuck space. We added the handkerchief on top of some book paper, and one side of the book paper had print and one side was plain, so you can go ahead and write in here. We've used the children's writing paper here. We're getting so close to the end. Here we've added a border from the other one of the other postcards. There's the fashion papers. Here's the other side. So this, the second signature, the first signature had the butterflies. The second signature is the charger plate. And it's a charger plate that has been water embossed. So you can just barely see that. But that was also included in the kit. Our last page pocket is made using the yellow paper from the opening of, or from the beginning of my book that I gutted. Here is some more of that. So this was inside that on the postcard, and I've added it to a book paper pocket. Inside the book paper pocket is another one of the inside pages, so it's really thick and nice paper. And I just put it inside that book paper pocket, and then that goes inside here. And then we added the large flower to the back of the book. Originally I had this on the cover, and then I didn't like it. It was too busy and it took away from this awesome 3D-ness. I also had this for a while. This was on the cover. It was just on there with ATG because ATG glue, like this, the strip of glue. It was just on there so I could see if I was going to like it. And again, I knew I wanted to use these on the cover, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I just want to make that bouquet come out at you. And so, like I said, very, very chunky. Way more stuff in here than I would normally put in a journal. However, this book was made, and this whole project was made for those of you in mind that haven't made your junk journal yet. Maybe you've been collecting this stuff and you've been afraid and you just didn't know where to start. That is what this whole series has been for. And I do have several of my subscribers that have purchased this kit and have been so surprised. And I get notes like as they have put their binding in. And I mean, this is their first book and they are getting it done. And so, so you can pick and choose what you would want to be putting in your book. Again, everything in this book can came, except for that, because that was not in, that was there, comes in the Spring Blossom Kit. The Spring Blossom Kit is available. I still have some of them available in my Etsy shop, Dearjuliejulie. That's all one word. And you will be able to take that and make everything that I've shown you here. Plus, we also made a mini junk journal, and this is going to be on a separate video, the walkthrough for this. However, what would they be called? The tutorials for this are all included in the Spring Blossom series. So I hope you have enjoyed this series. I hope, even if you're out there, if you go down onto the description here, there is a supply list video so that you can go ahead and do as much of this as you can using your stash of items that you already have in your stash. So, and for real, when we started this out, this was like really flat. But it's not. It's not now. But it is amazing, and there is so many places to write. And I would just display it like this. Or you can put it like this. It's going to display, actually it's going to display really, really nicely. So, again, I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to know what your favorite thing is. You know, don't be mad at me because it is so full and it is so chunky. That, like I said, there was a purpose for this, and I think I fulfilled that. And I would love to see what you have made, what any of the items that you have made that you've taken and done your own twist with. If you post your pictures in the Scrap All About It, Dearjuliejulie, I am having a little thing going through the entire month of March. So, wanting to see what you have done. Did you make a tassel? Did you 3D your flower arrangement somewhere in your book, or even on a canvas or something? And it was inspired by the videos that you saw on Dearjuliejulie. So I hope you are having an amazing day, and that your book, everything is coming together for you. I'm looking forward to, when you're watching this, if you're watching it on Sunday, because I'm going to put this out on Sunday, I am with my family, and we are celebrating just as a family the life of my brother and all that he meant to us. And I am looking forward to that. And again, thank you all. Thank you so much for the thoughts, the prayers, and the cards at the loss of my brother. And I spend a lot of time here making the things to be able to produce content for you. And it really made my week, my day, my month, my year to have you love on me. So with that, I'm going to go. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Thank you again. Bye.